Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, January 12, 2017. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The lives of the 7 students who died tragically 2 years ago, January 12, 2015, in the rock gutter accident, were remembered today in a special way. At mid-morning today, family and friends of the deceased returned to the very spot where the vehicle in which they were traveling that fateful morning went over. The deed reads in their remembrance at the utility pole, which the vehicle reportedly hit before bursting apart on the rocks below. 5 of the bodies were recovered from the sea and were buried at the Fancy Cemetery. 2 of the bodies have not been recovered. At the memorial service today, held at the Fancy Government School, candles were lit and a minute of silence was observed for the 7 victims: Anik Alexander, Raquel Ashton, Jamal and Jamali Edwards, Glenroy May, Simonique Ballantyne, and Chanstacia Stay. After the tributes by relatives in songs and poems, Area Representative Montgomery Daniel acknowledged that the accident was a test of faith, just as Job in the Bible experienced, and that he was pleased that members of the society continue to show care and compassion to the victims' families. Deputy Prime Minister Sir Louis Straker expressed solidarity with the families of the victims and the people of Fancy on behalf of Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, who is out of state. Sir Louis reminded the gathering not to take each other for granted. Several other members of Parliament were also in attendance at the memorial service. Pastor Vera Blake, who delivered the sermon, also reminded the gathering not to take life for granted, as it could cease at any time. We will bring you more on the service in tomorrow's newscast. The family of the late Sir Dwight Venner has expressed appreciation for the outpouring of love and support from his friends and colleagues during their time of bereavement. In a thank you note on behalf of the family, Zinga Venner, daughter of the late Sir Dwight, wrote, "We find solace in your appreciation of his lifetime of service to the Caribbean, and we pray that his tireless efforts towards regional unity and progress will continue to inspire current and future generations to carry on working towards these goals." Sir Dwight, who passed away on the 22nd of December 2016, was laid to rest in St. Lucia on the 4th of January. Hundreds of attendees, including heads of governments and dignitaries from across the region and the ECCB Board of Directors and Executive Committee, were present to pay their respects at the funeral service, which was held at the Minor Basilica of the Immaculate Conception, Castries, St. Lucia. Community activist Terry Bynoe says he has no intentions of giving up his constitutional rights to any foreigners. Bynoe's remarks came in a telephone interview with SVG-TV News as he explained his reasons for holding a peaceful protest outside a coroner's resort in Canoan today. For years now, Bynoe and others have been campaigning for access to beaches on the Grenadine Island, where several luxury resorts have planted root. Bynoe, who is facing a charge of trespassing, says today's protest is one of more to come.
I just decided to come and exercise my constitutional rights. I'm outside of the carnage where there has the boom block across the road. I'm doing my protest here peacefully. The police were called in saying I was blocking the road. The police came and saw me on the side of the road with my placards on the vehicle and left peacefully and see that I was not blocking the road. So I am here, and at present as we speak, my friend Debbie Foyle is on to Goodall Beach, she and a few others at this time with the placards and having a swim. And next week, Friday, when we go to Union Island for Magistrate Court, we'll be taking a boatload of people to Union Island to protest and demonstrate outside of the court with our placard as well.
The Canoan resident is adamant that the issue at hand will not go away until it has been properly dealt with.
We're going to give up our constitutional rights to any foreigners who come to our island and buy lands and want to take over and treat us like second-class citizens in our country. What we want is access, unhindered access to all public beaches on this island. They're all public and there must be access to all of them. We will not disturb the proceeding of the guests when the season is on and they're enjoying the beach as well and spending some money. But we would want to have access to all so we can go when we need to, and nobody can tell us who can go today and who can go tomorrow. and believe it's a right for them to do. So we are making sure we have access to all our beaches, that our children do not fight this struggle.
The Ministry of Agriculture has been working assiduously to boost its capacity and improve the livelihoods of Vincentian farmers. So says Minister of Agriculture Saboto as he spoke at a press briefing this week on the SVG Export Initiative and Regional Agriculture Marketing Initiative. Caesar noted that the ministry has been working in collaboration with various private and public sector stakeholders as a means of boosting capacity in various areas.
We are working with private sector investors in Prince Edward Island, Canada, and in 2017, this year, we are going to receive the Minister of Agriculture of Prince Edward Island, PEI, who will be coming here for us to continue our discussions as it pertains to embryo transfer in cattle. We are also getting assistance from the government and people of Cuba in that regard, specifically in artificial insemination.
Minister Caesar also expressed confidence that the opening of the Argyle International Airport would also assist in boosting the capacity of local farmers.
The Argyle International Airport will be opened on February the 14th, 2017. And it is going to create a very important opportunity for the farmers and fishers of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We are going to see a very important window opening to our farmers to take produce directly from St. Vincent and the Grenadines and also fish to Canada and also to the United States of America in the first instance, and later on to the United Kingdom.
Representative of the OECS Secretariat, Sunita says the export initiative has the potential to bring great wealth to the local agriculture sector and great benefits for all farmers. Daniel thanked the government of SVG for its bold decision to take part in the initiative, noting that the project has the full support of the OECS Secretariat and expressed confidence in its success.
The OECS has also facilitated a meeting of the OECS Ministers of Agriculture, and all Ministers of Agriculture in the OECS are giving support to this initiative. And we want to thank St. Vincent and thank Minister Caesar for taking the bull by the horns, really, and being the first ones to venture out into this initiative. We have also formalized focal points in each of the OECS countries, and whenever Bynoe Imports is ready, we are willing and we are able in the other OECS countries to also get involved in this initiative. So on behalf of Dr. Didicus Jules and the OECS Commission, we want to thank the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We want to thank Bynoe Imports and Global Shipping for coming together and putting this initiative together, and we are very confident that it will work and we will see the results very shortly from this initiative.
2017 is going to be a year of health promotion to achieve a healthier SVG. That's according to Minister of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Senator Luke Browne, as he addressed the handing over ceremony earlier today at the Milton Cater Memorial Hospital. Browne, who pledged his commitment to the achievement and development of universal health care in SVG, pointed out that 2017 will pave the way for the ministry to roll out the programs to achieve its mandate.
Let me say that I look forward to 2017 because it is going to be a big year for health. I am going to be as vigorous and as energetic as ever in delivering results in my capacity of Minister of Health, and I'm not forgetting wellness and the environment as well. Several important things are on the cards. I mentioned some of the developments here at the hospital. We have polyclinics that we will open. We also have a modern medical complex underway. 2017, quite apart from the fact that we'll also open the international airport, will be a year of health.
Outlining some of the plans and projects to be carried out during the year, Minister Browne highlighted plans to have work done on the Louis Ponette home.
I don't want us to forget the residents of that institution, their plight, their circumstances, their condition, and I want us always to be prepared to do our best for them. To do our best for those who are sick and needy and those who are by age infirmed and need some additional attention. And the details will be presented soon, but I could announce here that we are looking at substantial renovations for the Lewis Punnett home in this year so that they have a better facility for their care and comfort. It will mean temporary relocation and it might mean some sacrifice on our part, but we are prepared to make that sacrifice for our senior citizens.
As part of efforts to improve the standard of healthcare services here in SVG, the High Commission of Britain and SVG's Counsel General to Canada have once again secured donations for the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. These were presented to the hospital earlier today at a handing-over ceremony. According to administrators at the MCMH, the gifts of 18 beds, adult pampers, and some 200 sheets and pillowcases will go a long way in improving the services offered at the hospital. Nicketha Toney has more in this report.
At assisting and enhancing the delivery of healthcare services in SVG, the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital MCMH earlier today, Thursday, January 12th, was presented with a donation of 18 hospital beds, adult pampers, and some 200 sheets and pillowcases. Compliments the SVG High Commissioner in Britain, His Excellency Senior Lewis, and the SVG Counsel General to Canada, Fitz Huggins, expressing her hope to see an even greater partnership developed with the Vincentian diaspora. Senior Nursing Officer Rosita King applauded the efforts of the donors, noting that the donation has come at an opportune time.
The beds, 18 beds, will go to female surgical, and these beds are timely donation as we prepare to return to the refurbished areas at female surgical. These equipments and supplies will assist the Ministry of Health, more so the hospital, to continue to provide the highest quality of care and to also provide safer care to our patients and clients.
Thanking Mrs. Roslyn King-Johnson for her kind donation and outreach in providing the 18 beds, Counsel General to Canada Fitz Huggins noted that he is always quick to jump at any opportunity to make SVG better, especially when it concerns the health and fire services.
Those pampers were donated by a lady, Mrs. Lampkin, who is also very passionate about healthcare and about particularly the pediatric ward. And I also want to thank Mrs. Lampkin for these donations. People call you and it is unkind for you to refuse when you're given the gift. I will continue to do the job that the government expects of me to make sure I add value to my role as the Counsel General.
Noting that the donation of sheets and pillowcases was made possible through the hard work of the Reading Association, Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Sir Louis Straker challenged the administration and staff of the MCMH to ensure that the supplies are properly monitored and controlled.
They love their people and they want to know that those who enter this institution receive the best of care and they are comforted and kept clean. While some people might think it's the nurses who take them home or the people who work in the laundry room, I am told that even patients take them out also when their relatives come.
Meanwhile, Minister of Health, Senator Luke Browne, thanked all involved parties for securing the donation, as they saw it fit to invest in the development and enhancement of SVG's healthcare sector.
So everybody is playing a role in making sure that we build up our capacity in the area of health. And we are determined to continue to do this. We are determined to bring to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, in a meaningful way, universal access to quality health care that they could afford.
It is expected by both the administration of the MCMH and the Ministry of Health that the much-needed supplies will go a long way in enhancing the delivery of healthcare services at the MCMH. Nicketha Toney reporting for SVG-TV News.
Commenting on the growth of the Christmas Nine Mornings Festival, Minister of Transport and Works Julian Francis expressed concern with the involvement of the general public, particularly business houses, and their lack of support in the lighting up activities. While congratulating all winners and participants in this year's festival, Senator Francis on radio earlier this week appealed to business houses to get back into the spirit of celebrating the season by lighting up their buildings.
New thing, and it's becoming quite a cultural event with every year. Our 9 morning celebrations seem to be growing, and while the business houses in Kingstown have not over the recent, well, not recent, for some time now, not been decorating and putting up their Christmas lights. The other lighting competition, Christmas lighting competition, has taken off and has increased significantly over the years. I still want to think that the business community can go back to the days when they used to have their garlands and their Christmas lights in and around their business houses, particularly so now as we have gone into night shopping, Christmas time on Sundays. It would add that extra feeling. So a year in advance, I'm asking that we review this.